My name is Chef Akino West. I'm the owner of the Cocktail B&B and Rosie's in Overtown, Miami. I grew up in Riviera Beach, and right now our concept from Rosie's is Southern cuisine with an Italian influence. Obviously, you know, every location has its own way of doing Southern. So what my grandma grew up with, growing out of Pahokee, and my great grandmother, just seeing them in the kitchen, and my mom being in the kitchen, seeing how they cooked and their passion, their love for it, drove me to do it even more. Just recently, we just came from a trip from Africa, from Ghana in Africa, and it was a little bit of a chance for me to pay homage to my ancestors a little bit and say hey, I want to expand on this, and I want to show that Southern cuisine, or isn't just one way, and that we can infuse and we can do things that we really enjoy. That's why I infuse Southern cuisine with my Italian influences, because I really enjoy cooking Italian food. I never realized that majority of the ingredients that we use nowadays are native to Africa. So think about okra, spinach, kale, collard greens, what people quote unquote consider yams that are actually technically sweet potatoes.
Right.
But yeah, finding some of the indigenous ingredients down here and being able to use it. So in one of our dishes we use yellow yams versus orange yams.
Tell me about the first dish that we made today. We feel like we took a lot of the influence from Africa to complete the dish.
Yeah, so we use venison from Servina. They sent us down a leg loin. And we use one of our really good friends, spices, Triangular Traded Spices. His name is Chef Cleophas. And we kind of made a dish that resembled, our heritage that we currently use now, but also Italian influences that I really enjoy. So we made a sweet potato sfumato, which is pretty much incorporating sweet potatoes, Parmigiano Reggiano, egg, milk, and a little bit of cream, binding that together. You typically bake it off, and that's typically your base of our dish. We took our venison, rubbed all the spices onto it, and braised it overnight for about 6 hours. Got really tender, took it out, we smoked it for about 4 hours or so. Took that out of the smoker, was able to dice it up, did a really hard sear on it, and from there we kind of combined everything together. I really enjoy adding crispy mushrooms and charred kale, because the flavor is just a little more enhanced. It brings a lot of caramelization into a lot of dishes that we're talking about, and I balance the sweetness and that smokiness with a little bit of pickle. So I use some pickled mustard seeds inside some of my brown butter jus, and was able to formulate a very balanced dish, which I really enjoy.
Right now, so tell me about the second dish that we made today with the pork belly.
Yeah, so we used yellow yam, which is indigenous to Africa. We use that mainly obviously to pay homage to our ancestors, but also to add that influence of the Southern cooking into our dishes. If you don't know about yellow yams, it has a lot of starch. It has a great amount of flavor. It's not as sweet. It's more on the mild side. So what we did was peel it, dice it up in small dice, soak it in a little bit of water, pull a little bit of starch out, and pull a little sliminess that comes in it. From there, we took onion, garlic, pancetta, rendered that all out. Make sure we got all the fats out of the pancetta, and it got a little bit of crispy. Then we added in vegetable stock. From there, we brought it up to a boil, added some of our roasted tomato into it. As I said before in some of my other videos, really enjoy the roast flavor, the char, and all our dishes. It brings a little bit of depth to the dish and a little bit more caramelization. From there, we took a pork belly that we seared in a lot of spices and a lot of love, braised that for about 6 hours, till it got really tender, let it cool down, and then we diced that up into nice chunks. We set that on all 4 to 6 sides, and then throw it into the oven to get warm in the middle. We put our pork belly in the middle of the dish, plated up our dish with our spring peas and our asparagus, and then added our stock right over top of it.